My name is Ty Awodero. I am a network analyst for one of the largest healthcare entity in Canada, and we have over 20,000 employees. We've been using Cisco ISE for over 8 years now. We use ISE for authentication, authorization, and access control. We use it to integrate or manage a lot of the access controls between our switches, routers, and pretty much all of our network infrastructure uses ISE. We use ISE on-prem instead to manage all of our infrastructure. We're currently version 3.16, I believe. I find the authorization and accounting side of it is very useful for us, in the sense that we can actually go back and track and look back all of the things that access controls or people that have actually made changes in the past. And I think that for me, the biggest part of ISE is just that authentication as well. The fact that we can connect it to Active Directory and use it to manage access control to all of our infrastructure devices. One of the benefits of ISE for us in our organization is the fact that because we're a very large entity, we have employees of over 10,000 people. So having to individually program or manage everyone's credential on each equipment, we have over 2,000 equipments, and using ISE to manage all of that and giving everybody just one Active Directory login just simplifies that process for us. As a platform or as a software in general, ISE, I think, is actually a fantastic product. And I just think overall, it's just in terms of the software control and, the bugs and the fixes, because we do tend to run into a lot of issues with ISE when it comes to bugs and, issues with bugs. So I would like to see a lot more testing prior to rollout of some of these software updates. ISE as a platform has been able to free up, even me personally, in terms of time, having to constantly remember credentials and passwords and all these password complexities. Using ISE to be able to integrate into all of our core infrastructure, it frees up so much time for me to do other things, even down to the config, when we're building config for the scripts as well for our switches and routers. Just being able to eliminate a lot of those redundant credentials within the configuration itself, it's a massive time saver for us. In terms of time savings with using ISE itself, we see that savings every day, because every single day I'm having to constantly interact or interface with tons of network equipment, right? So every single time I have to log into a switch, I am literally realizing or saving time in that moment. So it's always a constant, I'll say at least 3 to 5 minutes per every login. ISE we use strictly for authentication and authorization. So for consolidation, not so much, because it's just serving one dedicated purpose, which is basically that access control. In terms of cybersecurity, I would say yes, in a way, but we do have other platforms and other tools that are specifically designed for that purpose, because we try to choose tools that are very specific in their functions. No, we have actually always been a Cisco shop right from time, and ISE has always been our AAA authentication tool right from time. As part of the evaluation and selection process, because we're a Cisco shop, so it kind of just made sense to actually choose a product or a tool that natively integrates with the rest of our products, right? Because we use a lot of the Cisco products in terms of our wireless control, in terms of the network management, in terms of even firewall. So it was just a natural fit to choose Cisco ISE and use it as part of that existing ecosystem. When it comes to licensing costs and Cisco's model on pricing, I think that's one of the areas where I actually have one of the biggest problems, right? I just think that Cisco is trying to move towards trying to squeeze out more money out of us as as customers, right? They're always constantly trying to there's a lot of features that used to be part of the original bundle now. They've Cisco has actually taken it now into a lot of these subscription models and fees and licenses. So the cost has actually gone up, and I see it's going to continue to go up, which is where I kind of have a problem with right now. In terms of return on investment, I would like to think that we've seen, a significant return on the investment with Cisco ISE, because when it comes to you're just looking at it purely from even a time-saving perspective, it's when you look at that from one person and you scale that over, employees of over, 2,000 to 3,000 people, or you multiply that alone on a day-to-day basis, it is a tremendous time savings. And even in terms of solutions and being able to just keeping things more integrated and, being able to have that one pane of view to manage and control things, it is just, I think the return on investment is just beyond even financial itself, even from a mental perspective, stress perspective, and even we as employees as well. That savings is, I think it's really great. For us, because we're mostly a Cisco shop, a lot of our equipment are all Cisco. So integrating Cisco ISE into our environment wasn't too complicated, because a lot of our equipment, again, they're all Cisco related products. So they were all able to integrate nicely within that ecosystem. When it comes to deployment of Cisco ISE, we actually it was an in-house, but we also have a Cisco rep that will work with directly within the Cisco's organization that actually works directly with our company. So between the Cisco rep and our on-prem internal IT team, we're able to deploy it. Cisco support is actually fantastic. I mean, especially being able to use the TAC support. We personally use it all the time. Being able to actually just pick up the phone and be able to quickly get in touch with a Cisco rep, because I mean, we definitely always run into some of those issues where it's unforeseen and you're not really sure what's going on. So it's kind of nice to be able to have that support, like standby, and it's come in handy a lot of the times, and it's actually saved us a lot as well in terms of time, money, and being headaches when it comes to managing the network, right? Because we all know when the network goes down, everybody starts to look for you, and being able to have that rep to be able to assist you right away and kind of solve that problem right away is just, I think it's something that everyone should have, that TAC support. When it comes to rating the TAC support, I'll give it a rating of somewhere around 7, because I mean, nothing is perfect, so I'll say 7. But overall, that's because of that, first of all, the speed, the urgency, and how they take it seriously. So there's always room for improvement, but I think overall, I'll say we're getting a good bang for our buck. When it comes to stability of the product, I'll say for the most part, it is stable. But when it breaks on a grand scale as well. And that's why for us, most of the time, we don't always jump to the latest and the greatest when it comes to the software updates, because we want to make sure that the software goes through our own internal change, control, and make sure that a lot of bugs have been, ironed out and straightened out before we jump onto that. But even at that, we still run into unforeseen bugs and unexpected situations. But overall, it's relatively stable. So when it comes to the scalability of ISE, I mean, we are a massive organization with offices from 2 people to hospitals with over 10,000 people, and being able to rapidly deploy products. And sometimes we have mobile sites that we just spin up right. We need to, like, especially during COVID, for example, we had to deploy a lot of COVID assessment centers, and being able to rapidly deploy a lot of these instances. Even we also had to integrate like Meraki products as well for some of our smaller sites. So scalability of ISE is it's really flexible and very scalable. And if an organization of our size can always easily use it to adapt, I don't see any reason why it would be an issue for anybody to be able to scale this product. Cisco ISE, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll say about a 6.5. And I'm giving it that score because, first of all, the ease of deployment is one of the biggest thing for us, right? And just that, the ease of use as well. And the reason why I'm not really giving it a 10 is just like I said, when it comes to that licensing model, the subscription fees, that's the big thing for me when it comes to the Cisco ISE. And as well as, when it breaks, it could potentially break big as well.